Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Today, it is Tuesday, July 15th, and we're going to be talking about the crypto market. Let's go. Remember that none of this is financial advice. Hey, so I received a question from a friend. They asked me, how do you make your first buy on Uphold or Coinbase? I'm trying to help them out, man. Now, on Coinbase, it's pretty straightforward. You make an account, you press buy and sell, buy crypto with cash, you select which asset you want to buy, you type in the dollar amount you want to buy, you press confirm and confirm. The crypto's right there in your wallet. Now on Uphold, they don't allow me to screen record, but it's pretty straightforward there as well. You press the transact button at the bottom in the middle. Okay, it looks like two arrows, one going each way. You press select source, you enter your banking information. You press select destination, that's where you click which crypto you want. You then type the dollar amount you want, you press preview deposit, confirm. Now once your crypto is on one of these exchanges, an exchange is a place where you buy cryptocurrency. Think about it like a Robinhood or an E-Trade, but for crypto exclusively. There's a few of these: Gemini, Kraken. I use Uphold and Coinbase myself. Do you want to go to a trusted one that works within your country? And I know I'm talking to someone in the USA right now. I like Coinbase and Uphold. All right, there it is. They're easy to use. Once you have your crypto and you bought it on there, you want to make a move to withdraw it to your own personal wallet. Bifrost Wallet is going to be a one-stop shop for you if you're doing XRP or if you're doing Flare, which are two tokens that I recommend. You know, the thing is that right now XRP is on a tear, and I think it's going to go much higher, but it's going to happen fast. So depending when you get in, Flare might be a better buy. I don't recommend buying anything at the top of a chart. I don't want you to buy something and then be like, Zach, why did you tell me to buy this? It already experienced all its gains. Like, I know, dude. This is the way euphoria in the crypto market works, okay? People want to get in once the euphoria has already begun, and a lot of the gains already had. Summer 2019, XRP went down and touched 11 cents, and the whole summer it was 17 to 22 cents. So as soon as it gets to $11, you got to understand, man, that XRP has already hit a times 100 for some people on the board. How much higher do you think it's going to go? Right? You got to think that to yourself. What type of stock have you seen actually do a times 100? So Flare is that player that you can really get in on that could really do a number for you. I truly believe that. Now let's talk about how we got here. And Flare is a DeFi platform that was going to be built on top of the XRPL, but now is its own layer one. Now I know I'm speaking Spanish to you, so let's slow it down and talk about this. We've talked about wallets. We've talked about centralized exchanges. Now we're going to be talking about CeFi versus DeFi, centralized finance versus decentralized finance, and how we actually got to this point that I'm looking at on the board where it says Ripple National Trust Bank will replace the Federal Reserve. And this is, of course, a rumor, but Ripple, the company that helped create XRPL, and I know it was the opposite way around, okay? XRP and the technology behind it, the XRPL, the ledger, which is, if you think about it, the engine that everything runs on, okay? The XRP is the token. So there's the Bitcoin network, the Litecoin network. There's all these networks, okay? And the XRPL is that network. And then there's tokens which are on top of that network. Bitcoin, Litecoins, Ethereum, right? XRP, right? There are tokens on top of their network, on top of their ledger. Ledger is from accounting, right? It's just a simple way to do your debts and credits. The XRP ledger, that's the network, okay? And XRP is tokens on the ledger. So in that same sense, we have the Flare networks and their token Flare. And Flare was paid to be built by Ripple. Ripple is a company which owns 40 billion XRP. XRP, there are 100 billion ever that'll be in existence. And Ripple, this company, owns 40 billion of them. But they're all locked in escrow, and Ripple is using this strategically to help lay the railways for the next financial system, okay? You can't have a next financial system if only one group owns all the tokens. There are 11,000 key financial institutions that SWIFT works with. We're talking about countries and companies around the globe that need to be partnered in with this. And I was just explaining this to a coworker. If you wanted to move $10,000 with XRP right now, you would need about 3,300 tokens. But if XRP was $10,000 a token, you'd only need one token. There's only 100 billion XRP. And right now we see that SWIFT, it was made in the 1960s, transactions take anywhere from 30 minutes to 5 days. They're not efficient, okay? They cost money. You can't check on how far along they are. And there is a fail rate. XRP's been going all this time and there's never been a failed transaction. And famously, people moved $50 million and it only took 30 seconds and cost a fraction of a penny. It's better. And if you look it up, dude, Ripple is partnered with Visa. They're partnered with MasterCard. They're partnered with Bank of America, partnered with Bank of England, partnered with Bank of Canada. Dude, they're not going to really replace these people. They're just going to enhance their ability to take a workload. They're going to make micropayments more efficient. And so this is the whole idea behind Ripple. There's going to come a day when XRP is being used for its full use case potential and it's going to be worth 3, 4, 5 digits. I don't know when that's going to be, but if you were to buy now, you might be starting your way on a 4-year journey where, depending when you get in, I don't know when you're going to watch this and make your first buys. If XRP is $5, $6, the percentages aren't going to be that high, and then you're going to see it go down. It's going to test your patience. So what are you going to do? Okay, I think that Flare is a great asset, but let's talk about this CeFi versus DeFi. Centralized finance. It's when the bank has your money. Now, we know what the bank does with your money. They're going to give you a 2% APR, maybe 3% if you're lucky on your savings account. They're going to get more than a 3% APR. That's the whole reason why they're giving you that percentage, because they're doing better than that, right? There's nothing free here. That's called centralized finance, okay? Now, decentralized finance is when you're letting the computers work for you. You're playing in the crypto world. A trustless organization built on APIs. You're talking about a trustless system, man. You're talking about giving the power to the people. You're talking about giving the control. Okay, now I'm doing a crap job of describing this, but the idea is that DeFi versus CeFi, okay? Decentralized finance versus centralized finance. And decentralized finance offers people a lot of ways to play. Ripple paid for Flare to be built. Flare is the DeFi portal for XRP. Okay, that's the simplest way I could describe this. Ethereum is a staking token which allowed you to get paid for holding the token Ethereum. That's called staking, okay? And there are other staking tokens as well. Cardano ADA. I don't know if you've ever heard of any of these. I'm just naming tokens. There's 20 million tokens. And there's a good chance you haven't heard of any of them except for maybe XRP or Bitcoin. These are two pretty mainstream tokens. The guys who built XRP paid for Flare to be built, and Flare has not yet had its monumental run. Okay, so in this video, we covered how you're going to get into Coinbase and Uphold and make your first buys, downloading Bifrost Wallet in the App Store. Once you download it, they're going to give you a 12-word private key. You're going to write that down somewhere really safe. You're going to write it down 2 times. Once it's written down, you're going to save that password somewhere. That's your bank password. Don't let anyone ever see it. You can transfer your money from Coinbase or Uphold to that account by pressing receive on Bifrost, pressing the asset you want to receive, pressing copy and paste on that address, and pasting that into Coinbase when you press send cryptocurrency. Or if you're on Uphold, you'll go back to that transact and you'll press select source and you'll press your cryptocurrency account and you'll press select destination, type in whatever token you wanted to send, whether XRP or Flare, and you'll scroll down to crypto network because you're sending the tokens over a network. That will give you the option to enter that address. It's really straightforward, just as simple as sending an email. It is, but you're just sending money. Magic internet money. I tried to give a little background on DeFi versus CeFi, XRP, Flare. I don't know if I did a good job, but thank you guys for being here. Crypto market's booming. Send this to people who want to get in. Until next time.